Good morning, Bitcoin, or actually, good evening. It's Thursday, November 17th, 2022, and we've just been given word that Twitter is in dire straits. And so, like all good grave watchers, we've come here to watch what could be called the collapse of Twitter. If you'd like to join us now on Mad Bitcoin's Twitter Spaces, you can join us through the Twitter website until it stops working. We're going to start by reviewing some of the recent tweets that have come out about the status of the Twitter platform. Crypto graffiti jokes, Elon rugged your $8. Ha ha ha. Elise says, where is Bitcoin Twitter migrating if Twitter goes down? Daryl Morey, running one of the guys who runs the Philadelphia 76ers basketball team, says, I appreciate the NBA Skynet scheduling algo sneaking in insomnia night without anyone noticing that every game starts after 10 p.m. Also, enjoying Twitter going full Tom Sawyer, visiting its own funeral. People put out a graphic where Elon Musk seems to be building a cyber version of himself with a check mark. You can see it on the YouTube version of this show. And many people are putting up messages thanking Twitter for the fun they had on this platform. Reuters is reporting that the public version of Twitter is reportedly at risk of breaking during the night. The departures recently include engineers responsible for fixing bugs and preventing service outages, according to Reuters news service. If it does break, there is no one left to fix things in many areas. That's why people are saying that this could be the end of Twitter, and we are here just to celebrate and to pour one out for Twitter. As Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, representative from New York, says, shout out to all the workers at Twitter. You all built a vital place for connection and deserved so much better. Millions of people appreciate the space you built and the hard work that went into it. Thank you. Juan Cafexio writes, me looking back at my 3 followers one last time since Twitter about to shut down. Before Twitter is trending, Twitter headquarters is trending, since Twitter, when Twitter, not after Twitter. It does feel like currently Googling how to argue on Pinterest since Twitter shutting down. Posting my nudes for free since Twitter is shutting down. Twitter is going to die at any moment and nobody will probably see it. This is funny. When you realize you can't check apps anymore if they're down since Twitter is down. That is true. It was a great way to see if things were running, to check out, is the app down on Twitter? Is everyone complaining about it? They are closing off all office buildings and suspending badge access for employees this evening, so no one will be able to fix the Twitter. We've got a comment in the chat. Gerbot says, will the bird make it through the evening? And is also telling us to check out Elon Musk, his latest tweet. Let's see what Elon is up to. Oh, wow. He's got a gravesite picture of Twitter, and he's also got Twitter visiting its own grave. Shout out to Luis in the chat. He says it's a little late for a World Crypto Network live stream, and you're telling me, I'm pretty sure all my European friends are asleep, so no one is joining me on Twitter. And I think even all my East Coast friends have gone to sleep. So it's just us out here in the West Coast and maybe the Asian sector if you're over there. So Twitter is dying. They were saying, I was in another chat room. I wanted it to be more like this chat room. He's also got a dead pirate flag. And we just hit another all-time high in Twitter usage, lol. And he's come back with his original joke from carrying the sink into the Twitter offices. Let that sink in. I saw a great tweet not too long ago, and the guy said something like, I can't believe we're allowing an emerald mine heir to purchase what is clearly a public utility and destroy it. And it just makes no sense to anyone why this has been allowed to happen to our beloved Twitter. I mean, obviously he offered to pay more than anyone else. This is a great one. The guy, Brother Voodoo at Don Rubik's. Of course, you won't even be able to look that up tomorrow. Says, "Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure tweeting with you." And he's got the Titanic thing happening. Rip Twitter, Twitter down, and goodbye Twitter are also trending. What's so great about this? Okay, so here's a Zoe Schiffer, has a verified account, hopefully a real one, says, "New, the designers leading Elon Musk's Blue Verified project are out, along with the lead web engineer. Many Twitter employees who maintained critical infrastructure have resigned. This is going to look like a very different company tomorrow." We've also got news to give you before it goes away. Someone had to say it. Elon Musk has lied for 27 years about his credentials. He does not have a bachelor's of science in physics or in any technical field. He did not get into a PhD program. He dropped out in 1995 and was illegal. Later, investors quietly arranged a diploma, but not in science. Here it is. Maurice at Mo87. Mo87 writes, "Pretty wild. Something that is clearly a public utility can be single-handedly destroyed by a bored, unfunny emerald mine heir in less than 60 days. As Gerbot says in the chat, talk about vulture capitalism on billionaire steroids. Yes, poor Elon Musk paid $55 billion of someone else's money for Twitter, and now it looks like he's going to lose it all. Not only has he destroyed Twitter with his right-wing, left-wing argumenting fights, not only has he had the blue check verification battle, but now it looks like he's actually going to destroy the infrastructure of Twitter, and we will see it crumble down upon us." I don't think it's going to be that visual, but we're all hoping that it'll be like the end of the movie Tron or the end of Wreck-It Ralph, where everything turns into blocks and everything just falls apart. And you're like, whoa, something like that. We'll try to see if we can pull up a YouTube example of what they think that this might look like. We have our scientists here from the Disney Corporation. They say that this is called Tron Legacy Final Scene, and that demonstrates what may be happening at Twitter HQ right now. Yes, the door is opening. There are multicolors. Jeff Bridges is there. His hair is being blown back. They've put the disc into the viral cylinder. It looks like the signal is going out. Something about the 1970s and a youth, memories of Twitter. And it looks like, oh, there's a young version of Jeff Bridges. The young version is racing towards the other version. This is the end of Twitter right here. He's about to jump into the sphere. Jeff Bridges, end of Tron, the final scene. Amazing that they could have predicted this. Truly the end of Twitter. There it is right there, where he like merges with the person and then they all explode. That's it. That's, oh, everything's, this is it right here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's exactly what it's going to look like tonight. There it is. For the media at home, everyone wants to know what the end of Twitter is going to look like. We have visual evidence right here from the Tron movie, copyright Disney Corporation, Tron Legacy, blah, blah, blah. Look at the way all the infrastructure, those are all the tweets gone. And then it's gone. So that's going to happen right here on Twitter live. Let that sink in. How do you make a small he's doing jokes though. This really is kind of beautiful. Like the ship's on fire, the Titanic is sinking, and this guy is just out here doing jokes. How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start out with a large one. Twitter is like open sourcing the news. Coverage of FTX meltdown is incomparably faster and better quality on Twitter than old school media. I agree with that. He says SBF is ineffective altruism, but they thought he was saying effective altruism. Easy misunderstanding. Really, man, I got to get out the laugh box for Elon Musk here. David's in the chat, and he wants to make a documentary about Voyager. Gosh, I hope it's Star Trek Voyager. Oh, I hope it's Star Trek Voyager. No, I don't know that much about Voyager, the Bitcoin exchange and all that. I don't really use that many Bitcoin exchanges and stuff. But we're still looking for people to join the Twitter space to share their memories of Twitter if they'd like to. Otherwise, we're going to keep browsing Twitter for more interesting news and funny tweets about the death of, one of my favorite websites. I really like Twitter. I hit that refresh button all the time. I'm just a big fan of it. I looked at my screen time today and it was like, you went to Twitter 21 times, stuff like that. And so Drake Higon agrees with me, says, since Twitter is going to die, goodbye, Twitter. You were my favorite before an idiot bought it. Yes. Salty Dan says, since Twitter might explode, like this post if you want me to post my thick, juicy beep on main. So there's all kinds of fun stuff going on Twitter. They have a Thanksgiving night every year. They invite their followers with no Thanksgiving plans over for dinner. That's nice. They won't be able to do that anymore. Since Twitter is shutting down, I don't know, something about 17 magazine. The website is burning down around us. It really is kind of a Tom Sawyer feeling with the getting to see your own funeral. Because maybe they'll fix Twitter somehow. Adam at FGR Adam writes, since Twitter is finally coming to an end, it's time to go back to the original home where everyone felt happy the most. And he's going back to MSN Messenger. Does everyone still know their ICQ number? 1374083. Oh, wait, I remembered mine. We can hang. I'm in like the first million. See, David says, not him, but someone he met. But is it about Star Trek Voyager? Probably not. Rip Twitter is trending. Remember this video of Justin Bieber? We've got to put it in the time capsule here on YouTube. We are watching the death of Twitter. Oh, Maxi info? I can talk about Maxis. But I'd rather talk about Star Trek Voyager. Hi, Walmart. I have a question. Can be assistance. I forgot. What are we going to miss about Twitter? Maybe that Wendy's account. What's that Wendy's account up to? Wendy's official. We like our tweets the way we like our fries. Hot, crispy, and better than anyone expects from a fast food restaurant. They have a new peppermint shake, and they have free nuggets, but they have not responded to the death of Twitter. What a bummer. Fail from the Wendy's account. Got to be Johnny on the spot here. Twitter is dying. Oh, start. Did you see the way it loaded slowly there? Like that was the beginning of the death spiral right there. Oh, I just watched it back on the playback. Oh, very death. As Clayton says, my eyes, the goggles, they do nothing. I saw this one earlier. It's still good. Ex-Twitter employee pitching investors next week. Literally just Twitter without Elon. Yes, Twitter without Elon would probably do pretty well right now, since Elon Musk has locked the engineers who are capable and who usually fix Twitter when it breaks. He's locked them outside, and it's just going to burn. What is it going to look like? It's probably just going to look like kind of a broken thing, like when you're trying to access a database and it doesn't load properly. It might look like there's multiple Twitters, like some people get the tweets and other people don't get the tweets, and just a lot of things happening, a lot of servers going down, a lot of complex problems that are hard to fix that no one is going to be able to fix. And like Gurr says, no one is tending the ship or bird this weekend, and it is only Thursday. So everyone's hammering the Twitter site pretty bad right now with all their goodbye Twitter tweets, and that's going to definitely hurt it. And then tomorrow, the normal news day, without any help. Here's a gravesite for Twitter, 2006 through 2022, killed by Elon Musk. Rest in peace. Swearworks asks, Is Twitter that hard to run versus SpaceX? It's a very interesting question. I read a great article when Elon took over Twitter, and what the guy basically said is that Twitter's not an engineering problem, it's a political one. And then he went on to describe how many different countries want to regulate Twitter in their own way, and how the interests of Tesla and SpaceX might not be the same as these countries and might not be the same as Twitter, and just what a complicated political mess that Elon Musk has gotten into. What's interesting is that he also seems to be failing the engineering part at this point. We know that Twitter is kind of ragtag, right? Remember, the original Twitter used to come up with the fail whale all the time. And the fail whale meant you couldn't see anything. Couldn't see any tweets, couldn't see any website, total fail, because of the way they had their different servers and the way that they didn't work together. Now they say they fixed that. They say they went to a whole new architecture, all the old code's gone, everything's fine, but you still have this service with all these people submitting small messages all over the world and all these other people loading pages and pages full of small messages. So it is still a very complicated thing to run, and one must imagine that they do have engineers around to fix it. And previously, they did. And now we're in an interesting place where Elon has, according to the information we have from Reuters and from other people, he has fired the people that fixed Twitter. So based upon that, scientifically, we can assume that it must fail sometimes because they have engineers and they have to fix it. And we can also assume that those people are not here anymore. So yeah, I think we're in trouble. They're asking for Tom of MySpace fame. Where is this guy when we need him the most? And he was always a smiley, happy friend. Tom was everyone's friend. This guy is trying to prevent RIP Twitter. He's looking at a network box and he's going to fix it. Oh, and Gerbot also says that Elon has told everyone else not to come into the building until next Monday, which seems very crazy, very kind of erratic. I had previously heard the story how Elon was saying if you don't want to work 14 hours a day, you should just quit right now. If you don't want to live, breathe, and eat this thing, you should quit right now. And a lot of that is fine if you're an up-and-coming startup and no one is relying on your product. But a lot of people are relying on Twitter, maybe just for entertainment or information or to express themselves. But all of that will be gone because of the way that Elon is running this company into the ground. So it's a lot, and it's also very confusing if he's locking everyone out of the building, but you're supposed to be there all the time. Also, the many employees in Europe, in the Europe branches of Twitter, said that they got this information while they were already at home, doing a half day of work, and they thought they were fired immediately because they weren't back in the office, as the message said. But Twitter didn't even bother to address the time zone differences of the company. They say that Jason Derulo has fallen down the stairs at the Twitter walkout. Jason down. We're continuing to look at hashtags like RIP Twitter and trying to see what's going on. A lot of people just saying goodbye to Twitter. Elon Musk coming back on Twitter a few hours tonight, and it's Carlton in the empty Fresh Prince house. There's no furniture anywhere. Elon, fire everybody and ruin Twitter in the span of a few weeks. Laughter. Saying it's a joke by the Impossible Jokers guys, that they would just set this up. Swearwork says, has it broken for anyone? I haven't seen a fail whale. I don't think we've had actual reports of breakdown other than, of course, this amazing scene from Tron Legacy, which you might not have seen earlier. As you can see here, the two characters are merging together into one, then exploding everywhere. You see the way that building went down? And then this right here, these are the tweets. They should be showing this on the mainstream news tomorrow, in my opinion. This is Tron Legacy. Copyright the Disney Corporation, of course. But no, I haven't seen any fail whales or breaks. I don't know that we're just going to be able to see it as laymen just using the website. I think generally the reliability of Twitter is going to go down. The idea that when you tweet something that it goes out to everyone is going to go down. And then when we load the site tomorrow, I mean, I'm just worried it won't come up. I won't get all my stupid news and stuff from Twitter, and it's a bummer. I enjoyed Twitter very much. A lot of people are posting the scenes from the end of Titanic too. So that's how much trouble we are. Swearworks agrees from the chat. He says maybe it could. We just haven't experienced it yet. So yeah, it's very true. We just don't really know. The extra is going back to Instagram after Twitter goes down, and he's got a Thanos gif. It says, "Perhaps I treated you too harshly." So he says, "I hope nobody posts this image over and over of Elon Musk's true hairline before he got the plugs or implant surgery or whatever." So there's that picture for posterity here on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, all the things. Elon Musk is trying to find the MFer who's shutting down Twitter. That is rough. This guy says, if this is my last tweet ever, this is at Tony Posnowski. I just want everyone to know that Miracle Whip is disgusting, and anyone who enjoys it is a horrible person. So that's nice. Other social media users looking at Twitter. What the F are they doing over there? Elon Musk killing Twitter in 2 months. Just a lot of good memes and stuff coming out. Oh, here we go. This is at Sahariel, and she says, "Me in the future telling my grandchildren about how famous I was on Twitter before its death. In 2022, while I only had 3 followers." Let's see. Coming from the chat room, Swearwolf says, "Is there some path where Elon makes Twitter better somehow?" Well, obviously, I think that Elon would probably argue that this is kind of tough love for Twitter, as he's tweeted here flippantly, Twitter and its own grave, and that he has fired these engineers and is going to publicly break his platform out of tough love. And like over this weekend, this platform that we used to rely on and even go to complain about other platforms being down will not be available to us, and will teach us a lesson, right, to rely on this platform. And maybe we're all going to give him $8, as I think Luis said earlier. We'll just give up and give him $8, and then Elon will use the $8 to buy engineers who will fix the website and make it work better. So that's kind of like the best possible thing for Elon to do this. Unfortunately, I think what Gerbot's saying is more likely. Says that Elon would sell Twitter to someone else, and that person, Google, sorry, did I say Google? Google will buy Twitter at 10 cents on the stock, like 10 cents on the dollar. So Elon bought it for $54 a share, which was sweet. I got my Twitter stock for way less than that, and that he would sell it to Google for less. Got DJ Booth. We must be reaching Australian time. And he said he's going to be very sad if he can't read Twitter at least 20 times a day. I feel very much the same way. I looked at my screen time today for first time in a long time, and it was all Twitter. Like the whole screen time should just say, "You are heavily addicted to Twitter and check it often." And I said, "Damn, screen time, you know me well." So that probably won't work for us tomorrow. And in general, this kind of breaks the whole illusion of Twitter as an superpower website like Facebook or Google, where you're like, oh yeah, I can go to Twitter 20 times a day. I can have some great times at Twitter. And then you're like, maybe I won't go to Twitter because it doesn't work. And then you're like, maybe I won't tweet because it doesn't work. And maybe I'll go use Instagram or something, or log into LinkedIn. I've only logged into LinkedIn like once since Microsoft bought it, and I don't like doing it. I don't think it's worth it. But maybe we all just have to hang out on LinkedIn now. DJ Booth is an optimist. He says that Elon will persevere and make Twitter better, but it might take a while. I think the problem with that optimism is he's still going to have to hire some engineers, right? He's still going to have to hire some engineers who want to work at Twitter. And nobody that I know in Silicon Valley wants to work at Twitter anymore, right? And that's a big problem. Like these engineers walking out, this problem that you're having tonight with the whole world looking at your website saying, like, is it going to crash? Woo! Is it going to crash? It's kind of, it's not a good scene, right? It doesn't inspire confidence. Like if you were going to get your paycheck or if you were going to get your health care and the guy's saying you have to work 15 hours at your desk. And then the next day he's saying that I'm going to lock the door and not let anyone in. How am I going to get to my desk to do this 15 hours? So it's very disconcerting. Like I root for it and I respect you guys for rooting for it. And I hope it turns out positive, but it doesn't look good now. Let's see. Swearworks asks, are people on Twitter into Facebook at all? It seems like totally different markets and users. Yeah, there's always something interesting about the Twitter crowd. The Twitter application, like just for reference, I've read the Twitter book. It's called Hatching Twitter. It's a great book. It was supposed to be made into a movie or a TV show, but I guess it didn't happen. But it's a very good book called Hatching Twitter. And what they talk about is in the beginning of Twitter, when it was launched at the South by Southwest convention, is it was all about sharing status. And that status was two things. Status was news, like there's a fire over there at 5th Street, and that status was personal news, like I'm eating a salad. And there's always this interesting mixture on Twitter between should it be about breaking news and politics, and did the government set that fire at 5th Street, and has the fire gone out yet? Is it blocking traffic? Or should it be about this more personal stuff? And this kind of breakdown between news and different types of information on Twitter. And, was Twitter about like, kind of independent citizen journalists? Was Twitter about professionals? All these kind of things. And they fought back and forth about what Twitter should be and what kind of status it should be. And they backstabbed each other and they took over the company and they made lots of money. And it was just an incredible story. So I would definitely recommend Hatching Twitter by Nick Bilton. It's a great book. Got it up on the screen now. But let's see what else we got here. So yeah, I think Facebook's totally different. It's more like families and sharing pictures. And then Facebook bought Instagram. Facebook bought WhatsApp. Facebook is very powerful. Snapchat's different. Twitter had this kind of newsy people. And it also had this great thing with the verification. And it's interesting to see Elon Musk not understand this, not value this, and kind of wreck it. Because verification used to be so I could go here and I could say, wow, that's the real John Cleese. When I get John Cleese tweets, I'm hearing from the real John Cleese. So here we go. John Cleese from Monty Python, in case you guys don't know. But of course, John Cleese is verified. He's a trainee hermit and a keen amateur squirrel trainer. And his most recent tweet is a political tweet, so we won't focus on that because people get mad. But anyway, this is John Cleese verified. And it's very neat that you can get actual information from John Cleese. You can get information from LeBron James, Michael Jordan, whoever you want to follow. You could be assured that you're following the real one and not like the real John Cleese and it's just a fan account. This also led to people like John Cleese and Stephen King and other celebrities and politicians and news people giving information to Twitter for free. This was the greatest thing that Twitter had. They had these verified channels and you could go there and get information from your celebrities, sometimes advertisements for their products, sometimes advertisements for other things, but you could get that information. Elon started messing with this, starting to say he was going to charge the celebrities like Stephen King to his face. He said, I'm going to charge you $8 to be verified. And Stephen King's like, I give you content for free. And everyone started kind of realizing what they're doing. It's kind of like in the early days of Netflix, the streaming service, when Netflix had all the movies from all the studios. Right now on Twitter, they have all the tweets from all the people, and it's really cool. But in the future, these people might break off and have like a special celebrity Twitter that you then have to pay to get access to, other things like that. It's going to break off into multiple, ones where you'd go to the sports celebrity Twitter and like everyone's on sports Twitter. But if you want to get your celebrities or your musicians, you go to musician Twitter. There was something really amazing about this original Twitter that had everyone together. Hey, cool. We got one of those chat bots in our chat. Sad that the hide button is easier to use than the mark spam button, but we will just hide them for now. Anyway, we're checking out the death of Twitter. We're sharing our Twitter memories. We're chatting on YouTube. We're also chatting on Twitter Spaces, but no one seems to be there because it's the middle of the night in the East Coast and on Europe. And that, yeah, it's just a crazy sad time for Twitter. Said, DJ Booth says, yeah, he could not work for Elon in that crazy schedule. It's understandable that lots of tweeps would quit. What's unfortunate, though, is that the ones who have most recently quit seem to be the ones in charge of keeping the website running. So, unfortunately, everyone is pretty much expecting that the website will stop running, that it's kind of crashy on its way. Elon Musk, either work 100 hours a week or leave. Twitter employees, goodbye, Twitter. Luis says, now you have all the cheerleaders defending Elon Musk. I don't know. I'm sure they're out there, but personally, it's very hard to defend Elon Musk at this point. He bought a pretty good website and he just fired the people who run it. And that's going to cause it to become unstable, which is going to destroy a lot of its value. There's an incredible amount of value in uptime. What if we can pull that up? In stability. And Twitter used to have really good uptime, and you could see it. Let's see, down detector. You get my plan, even if I don't show you a graph of uptime. We know how valuable uptime is, right? 24/7, 365. That's an internet phrase. That's a computer phrase. We didn't have that before. 24/7 is a lot. 365 is even more. It's not even taking Christmas off. Many people are saying, Elon, buy Twitter, fire half the employees, make memes as the platform is dying and investors pulling out. ? Twitter shuts down completely. Gerbot says, Elon Musk to SBF, hold my beer. They're talking about how Elon Musk, after buying Twitter for $44 billion and watching all of its core employees resign. Fortunately, the bad days are over. Now it's time for even worse days. Ouch. Seen that one. Mood, rip Twitter. I'm fine. And it's Ross, but he's screaming. Twitter, Tumblr, Ticketmaster, everybody's pointing figures. It's all happening. But anyway, this won't be a real kind of active live event. I'd like to say that there's going to be a point where we could say, oh, this is it. This is the countdown. Everyone, Twitter's going to die in 5 seconds. But it's probably going to just be more like the end of Tron Legacy. So we'll leave you with the Disney crashing footage one more time. The end of Twitter. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Bitcoin group, where we'll probably talk about the end of Twitter and FTX and everything else that's going on in Bitcoin and crypto. Thanks so much for joining us. This has been the World Crypto Network, and we're just going to watch Twitter fall. So thanks for hanging out. Until next time, bye-bye.